I'm dropping this Nintendo Switch 2 from 50 feet, but I will have $10 to protect it, and I better save it, or else this Switch 2 goes to waste. And it all starts at Target. Let's run in and find $10 worth of items to protect this thing. I'm worried. All right, now my first idea is to go with some pool noodles. Now, the idea with the pool noodles is that we can wrap these around the Switch 2 and it'll be protected. You know, watch this. There is some bounce level to it. It can have some protection. We can cut these up, put them around the Switch 2, it'll all be good. Well, I put a lot of thought into thinking of the pool noodle strategy. You know, when you drop them, it's very soft, and I figured if we put a Switch 2 in there, it's gonna be pretty soft. And so these are each $1, so we're spending $3 already, but now to wrap all these around the Switch 2, we are going to need some tape. And so there are a lot of options for tape here, but our budget, we have $7 left. So let's actually think here. And I'm thinking to go heavy duty shipping tape, Target brand of course, because this is only $3.29 as opposed to if we go with this big old tape, we're paying $10. Do you see what kind of ripoff they're giving you here? Dude, tape's kind of expensive. Unless you buy that little Scotch tape, you're paying like $5 a roll. Now, I did notice we have a little bit of bubble wrap. How much would this be? This roll is $15. We can't afford it. But we have $5 here. That's gonna exceed our budget though. That's gonna be $11. We can't even do this. Listen, I thought bubble wrap was gonna really seal the deal. If we could have bubble wrap and the pool noodles, it was wraps. Unfortunately, they don't make it very cheap. But over here, I did notice that we have a couple pairs of scissors, and we might need these to cut up the noodles because they're a little bit long to protect the Switch 2. If we cut them in half, we can build a nice little noodle protection plan. But these scissors are kind of expensive, $8 each. So can we find some kitty scissors? And now we've arrived at the kids craft section. And if you look at this, we have scissors on sale. $1.59 for this pair of scissors that could be used for a first grader. This was my plan all along and it's been executed great, all in the budget. Let's go ahead and check out and get to building this contraption. Very well within the budget. What a success. Alrighty, bag has been secured. We put our pool noodles in, scissors and tape. We look good. Now off to a park where we can build all of this. Alrighty, we have arrived at our park and we have our pool noodles. The people here probably think I'm a dingus. We have our Nintendo Switch 2 here. It is a brand new unit. We're gonna be dropping this, but you might ask me, Max, what is the plan with all of the pool noodles? So, one is about 50 inches long, and if you see here, we can cut it with our kitty scissors about here and just build a bunch of layers of pool noodle. And when this falls, it'll hopefully protect the Switch 2. So I will get my kitty scissors now, and we can open them. Come on, got them. Okay, so we have our first grade scissors. I used to use these back in the day. I think this exact pair actually, and we're going to go longer than we need to. So I'm just gonna make a little snip right in the pool noodle like this. We're gonna just keep on stacking these. So let me do that right now. All right, now this is gonna be our base. It's a little wobbly now, but once we add some tape, that'll be all fixed. And with all 3 noodles cut, we have 6 pieces, 3 for the bottom, and I'm thinking 3 on the top. Boom, bam, bop. Now this will not hold if I drop this off a cliff. And that is where our tape comes in. Boom, we open this up. I'm never good at opening these. Ready? Ah, yeah, that's nice, that's nice. So let's first start by taping these 3 noodles together. It's going to be a little bit messy for sure, but we can make it work. There we go. Now let's do the other side, and we'll just tape this side like so. Boom, boom. There's a bug on me, I can feel it. Everyone say hi. I named him Gilbert. I mean, why did we go to a park? The amount of bugs there were just atrocious. And we should be good to go there. So now we can comfortably put our Switch 2 on here. Look at this padding, this protection. It's not gonna break. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna break. Now let's do the same thing here. Now we can sandwich the Switch 2. Now, what you'll notice, you can see on camera, is our sides are fully exposed. Well, thankfully, we cut up the pool noodles, and if I can grab one here, we've got little protection. Now, not just that, we also have more tape. You know, we are balling on a $10 budget, so we can just use all the tape and just wrap it around 97,000 times and hope that works. You know what? I think if I just tape these sides, that's going to protect this part enough. It's just that I'm kind of worried about. So I'm gonna put one here and one here. We're just perfectly covering up the Switch 2. So we have our 2 pool noodle pieces on the top protecting. Perfect, bro. It's not going anywhere. And then the only thing really left is just a little gap here. Let's fix that up. Oh, and we have one extra little pool noodle as well. So maybe I did see a gap. It would have been right here. Look, we can cover this area up too. This is so loud, and we're doing this in a nice little park with a bunch of kids, and they're all looking at me. This is fantastic. Why gotta be so loud? Tape? All right, I'm not gonna lie. If we use any more tape, I don't think it's actually gonna help anything. This is taped up enough. You would think it's like in some plastic wrap, the amount of tape I've used. Now, the real reason I didn't use all the tape is because of the circumstances I described. There's kids, it must have been a preschool or something. They're like eating lunch. They're just staring at me, wrapping pool noodles with tape. I kind of had to end it there. So now I think let's get out of here and go drop this thing from a good 50 feet and see if it survives. I was feeling very confident at this point, so confident I gracefully skipped away from the park. Now, as we're driving up to the top of this parking garage that we're at, my worries began to really set in for this Switch 2's life. Now, folks, it is time to drop the Nintendo Switch 2 contraption from 50 feet. If you look here, it is pretty plush enough. I think this thing's going to survive. We're gonna drop it right now and we will see. It's an incredibly nerve-wracking thing to do. It doesn't look like it, but when you're dropping pool noodles with a Switch 2 inside, that's 500 bucks from 50 feet in the air. It's scary, and I was hoping it would survive. Alrighty, folks, let's see. Moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, I think that survived. But like Mickey Mouse once said, oh boy. You know what, now that I think about it, I do have my doubts. Let's go find out if it's still alive. Now, I am surprised that no controllers just flew out. That is a positive as we approach the console. Alrighty, so we did move places because there were a couple sketchy characters around there, but we do have the Switch 2. Now we just gotta open this and see if it survived. If I could do so. You know, this is a well-made contraption, of course. I should have brought those kitty scissors back. Opening up this Switch 2 was probably the hardest thing I did all week. Inside, we have the Switch 2. Joy-Cons still, oh, I just took off a Joy-Con. Joy-Con 1 is intact. Oh, and I have it, okay. So we have a little bit of dirt on the screen attaching the other Joy-Con. So everything looks fine. There are no big scratches, but can we turn it on? And, okay, hang on. The Nintendo logo's there, so that works. It's just out of battery. But hey, Switch 2, I believe, has survived the 50-foot drop. And it survived. I mean, can you call me anything but genius? And just in case you doubted me, it's charged and it works. But folks, I would still not drop your Switch 2 from 50 feet. Watch one of these 2 videos. You'll like them.